Shalom. All praises and glory be unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone who rule well and who have taught us his knowledge. Honors and salutations to you fellow laborers doing the work week in and week out in truth and sincerity. Shalom to you and shalom to the few Akwaf that believe in Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai as well. Back at you with another lesson. And you can see the title from this news article. And I entitled this video the same thing. If this is not evil, then evil has no meaning. And so this is, the article reflecting on this 20 plus years now of this made up war on terror, where the United States of America, which is Babylon the Great, along with its allies, NATO, you got the, Britain, UK, France, Germany, so on and so forth, that's a part of NATO, helped destabilize the Middle East and went abroad throughout the Middle East, bombing countries, as it will. It's been a disaster, and it was nothing more than, stealing of resources, all right, to heap riches unto, himself, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, beginning with their elites, the small hats, which are the central bankers, and there's been many whistleblowers about that, that these banks, central banks, owners and families have stirred up these different wars in the Middle East, all right, for the resources. Now, this is the article. I'm gonna read a little bit of it. Then I'm gonna read these precepts I put together. And Lord willing, this video is edifying too, by the way. It says, if this is not evil, then evil has no meaning. How a landmark speech paved the way for the U.S. to unleash death and destruction. And that's what Esau have been doing, unleashing death and destruction. All right. It says, and is as death. Let's get that real quick in Psalms. I find myself getting on Esau real heavy lately. And that's the spirit, because Esau is the wicked and he's in the ruling seat. All right. It says, let me see here. Yeah, come on. Psalm 73 and 6. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covered them as a garment. Yeah, because that's what Edom is all about. He's about violence. You see? And let's get this other one. That's Esau for you. He's a violent man. All right, Habakkuk 2 and 5, it says, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, his vain philosophies and ways of living. All right. He is a proud man. Yeah, talking about Esau, Edom. All right. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Yeah, this man can't be satisfied, because he wants to destroy everything, including the people. All right, it's not enough for him just to have rulership and then have all the other nations under his subjection. He wants to actually destroy all the nations. Like he's the Most High or something. It's Esau for you, man. Okay. Let's go real quick. Back to Psalm 73. Psalm 73 and verse 7, it says, their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. So they're never satisfied, and they have more than heart could wish for in your mind. All right. What is the fatness? The fatness is the riches. All right. Again, resources transfer into what? Riches. Because if you have resources, or you control or own the resources, you have wealth. See? And you can set the market on what those resources are worth. And we know Esau likes to get into usury, where get more money out you. So let's get into the article a little bit. And as you seen from the photo, it was then President George W. Bush, the son of the old president. He was the one that gave the order to start this attack on the Middle East and these different countries. It says, if this is not evil, then evil has no meaning. And tonight I have a message for the brave and oppressed people of Iraq. And this is what George W. Bush said, right? Now, he claims that over in Iraq there was evil, but who the one did the evil? It was him, Esau. I'm not saying like Ishmael is righteous. No, the righteous seed is Israelites. All right, but what Esau have done is perpetuated lies. All right. Well, hold on. Let's get that Nahum. All right, Nahum says that exactly to the T. It says Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. Yeah, because America will rob you for any and everything you have. All right. It says, I have a message for the brave and oppressed people of Iraq. Your enemy is not surrounding your country. Your enemy is ruling your country. And the day he and his regime are removed from power will be the day of your liberation. This promise was made exactly 20 years ago on January 28th, which January 28th was just a few days ago. 2003, by then U.S. President George W. Bush in his annual message, to Congress. This speech concerning Iraqi President Saddam Hussein became a prelude to the beginning of a large-scale and protracted military conflict whose consequences the region is still dealing with today. And that's true. All right. Saddam Hussein, he didn't have anything to do with 9/11. But yet, he was murdered, overthrown. All right. And then what Esau do, he sets up the puppet leader that he appoints to be over the people in Iraq. All right. And that country is still in turmoil. All right. And they still have troops over there. See? Went in there, got the resources. The resource was the oil. All right. Excuse me. You hear people say liquid gold. Well, liquid gold was the oil. See? It says, unfounded accusations that Iraq might be developing weapons of mass destruction became the main pretext for the invasion, which started on March 20th, less than a year later. And see, that's how you know it was bullshit, because there was never no weapons of mass destruction. There was never no weapons of mass destruction found before the invasion and even after the invasion. And what does say he had weapons of mass destruction? That's not Esau has weapons of mass destruction. Other countries have nuclear weapons, right? It's okay for Esau to have weapons of mass destruction, and he uses it. Well, we've seen examples of him using it, right? Over in Japan, to name a couple, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and the other cities that got hit. All right, some say it was hit worse than Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but there's those two got highlighted. Okay. But there was never no weapons of mass destruction. And what did that have to do with 9/11? It didn't have nothing to do with 9/11. You're looking for terrorists that had attacked the towers and the Pentagon, allegedly. So those were the alleged allegations where somebody had attacked, the towers. You had the Twin Towers. You had the Pentagon, which they said was hit. What did it have to do with Iraq? They had nothing to do with Iraq. And as a result, it was over 1 million people murdered in this conflict over in Iraq alone. See? Says less than a year later, Washington admitted that it had been a false threat, but there was no turning back. Hussein was deposed and then executed, and the U.S. occupied Iraq, plunging the country into chaos it is still struggling to overcome to this day. And that's the truth, man. That is the absolute truth, man. That's the absolute truth, right? It says, I'm going to jump down a little bit to this paragraph. This war has dealt a huge reputational blow to the United States. All their opponents now use this as an example of how it's possible to bypass international law to carry out interventions in other countries without reason or pretext. It has also complicated the United States' relations with its European allies and damaged Washington's reputation in many non-Western countries around the world. Malik Dudikov, a political scientist specializing in the U.S., said, explaining the consequences of the decision taken in March of 2003. So basically what this man, all right, has said, about, the blowback of this war has been detrimental and it has ruined the reputation of America. And that's true because we know that Esau is a thief, man. Let's go to the book of Job. This is Job chapter 30. I'm going to go down to verse 5. Job 30:5, it says, they were driven forth from among men. Right. And you can go into the history of that when they was ran up into the mountains of the Caucasus region. All right, they was ran up into the mountains because no one wants them to live around them because of the wickedness, the evil things they were doing. So when the dark nations took them down, all right, especially the Israelites that ruled over in Europe, when they took down Esau, they shut his ass up, and that was a fulfillment of what's that, Revelation? Let me go to it real quick. Revelation 20. I'll start at verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. And that time period, which officially began in 325 AD. See, where you had Constantine the Great. He was an Israelite, all right, the Southern Kingdom, Jake, that fully established the Holy Roman Empire. That's when Israelites took it over, all right, particularly the other Southern Kingdom, the so-called Negro tribes, or so-called Negro West Indies and Haitians. They collectively known as the Jews. That's when the Jews took over Rome. And it was called the Holy Roman Empire because why? The holy people, which is the Israelites, had taken it over. All right. And so from 325 to 1325, which is the official year of the Renaissance, all right, that began over in Rome, all right, Italy, Rome, or Rome, Italy, however you pronounce it, right? So it was about 1,000-year period. Verse 3, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and which is the bottomless pit is what? Europe. Because Europe really, they really don't have no resources. And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loose a little season. So, and you have 1325, even the 1300s when Esau came out of out of the mountains and started to take over strongholds that Jake had in Europe. You have the rise of the Borgia family, one of the most notorious crime families of all time. That's when the Edomites came out of the mountains and came out of the desolate places with the wilderness. All right, living in the mountains and bushes, living like animals. All right. And what they do, they started to take down Jake. Let's go back to Job 30:5. It says, they were driven forth from among men. So we know who that was, the Edomites. It says they cried after them as after a thief. It's because what the Edomites will steal everything, steal your land, they steal your resources, steal your land, claim it for themselves, and what can you do? All right. It says to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys and caves of the earth and in the rocks. That's in the mountains, man. Hence, you have the term Caucasian, means mountain dweller or cave dweller, because that's how they was living. All right. Let's go from there. We'll go to the book of John. Speaking of thieves, right? John 10:10, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. And that's Esau's MO. All right. To steal, kill, and destroy. Why do you think they call him the Great Satan? He's not labeled the Great Satan for no reason. And the Edomites are the people of Satan. They're the physical counterparts of Satan. And it shows throughout their actions, because wherever they go, people are destroyed. The loss of life tends to rise at a large level, where you see men, women, and children that have nothing to do with anything are being murdered. See? And this is a result of the wicked ruling. All right. Everything he does is destructive. That's why he's the son of perdition. Perdition means destruction. All right. And he has the rulership right now, and he gets mad at us because we point out his wickedness. But what else do you fucking do outside of evil things? If you were made to be the wicked, what do you expect? All your actions is going to be wicked. Isaiah 26:10, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. So you got favor. You've been ruling for how long? The Renaissance period started back in the 1300s. It's 2023. So you've had time to rule. All right. You've had plenty of time to learn righteousness, and yet we still see that you're doing the total opposite. It says, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of the uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And you have the land of the uprightness, which is the land of Israel, and you're still doing wickedness in the Holy Land. Check that out. You want to be the people? Well, what were the people required to do from the Most High? To keep his laws, commandments, and statutes. All right. You wouldn't have rainbow parades over in the Holy Land. And you know what I mean by rainbow parades. You wouldn't have corrupted the rainbow, a righteous symbol from the Heavenly Father. All right. This is Jeremiah 13:23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. See? What the word accustomed mean? Let's go to that precept. I'm going to go to Blue Letter. Look up the word accustomed. Lamawad. It says taught, learn, discipled, taught, accustomed to something. Yeah. Let's see, can I look up on the way up? Customary, usual. See, normal. So it's normal for Esau to do evil. The usual traits of the wicked, evil works. All right. Everything he does is evil. All right. And that's Esau for you. And when they came to power, all right, when they first came to power as the Greeks, when they pushed out the the real people of Japhet, and they were established into power or authority as the Greeks, it tell you that evils were multiplied. You can get it right here. First Maccabees 1 and verse 7. Point is down in verse 9. It says, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. See? So, as a result to the Edomites being put in power, what you had? Evils multiplied. You fast forward today, who are in authority? All right, the wicked. Does not the scripture say that the earth is exceedingly polluted in the wickedness? Let's get that real quick. The earth is exceedingly polluted in wickedness, man. 2 Ezra 15 and starting at verse 5, points in verse 6. It says, verse 5, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. See? So the earth is exceedingly polluted in wickedness. Why? The wicked is ruling. The people are mourning because why? The wicked is ruling and oppressing the people, man. That's found in the book of Proverbs, man. It says, when the wicked beareth rule, it says, let me get that. I don't want to butcher it, Shalaki. All right, let me get the precept. Proverbs 29:2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Do you see the people around the earth rejoicing? People are in a state of mourning, man. Rightfully so. I mean, everything is out of whack, man. The fucking food, the air, the water, the way of life. I mean, everything is fucking destroyed, man. It's out of order, man. It's chaos. This whole state of the earth is in a chaotic condition, man. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Why you see so many people mourning, man? This is what Esau does. He go around the earth, he destroy the leaders, and he steal the resources, and the people are left destroyed, which is, and as a result, they're in a state of mourning. Right now, he's down in Central South America, lying and shit, using his media to lie, all right, about the leaders in Central and South America, because you know why? There's lithium in Central and South America. The biggest lithium sources are down in Central and South America. Argentina, if I pronounce it right, Argentina, Argentina, Chile, some in Peru. All right. So right now he's getting ready to ramp up false accusations right now to go down in South America to steal lithium. And you know why? There's a mass production of these electric cars. And what's the truth about these electric cars coming out too now? About how they malfunction and everything. And people have actually died in these cars because of its malfunctioning. See? And that's the reason why Esau hates us, because we point out these things, man. They hated him that rebuked it at the gate, man. So, hey, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. We know who the judges are. If not, then where is he? But hey, scripture say, now he who let it will now let until he be taken out of the way, because the Most High is going to destroy Esau by way of his son Yahweh Shai. So we have to be patient and watch it play out and maintain our integrity and faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and cling to this knowledge, because it's going to cause us to be stable when we watching Esau's kingdom be destroyed. So with that, Lord willing, this video have been edifying. Until next video, Shalom Akim, and Yifuakwaf, Abba Abba, Shalom.